Thank you for joining us. I hope there's a few of you out there. We're still waiting for Max, but I don't want to keep the rest of you waiting with just staring at all two or three of
Folks
you.
at home.
For the folks at home, I thought we would do maybe a little bit of interaction. And Phil and I had some things to talk about, and Max too. And so when he joins, we'll get this ironed out. We have a social contract, Phil, right? We do the social contract thing. And I think do I still even have this here? I might. Yeah, let's show it. So this is the social contract that we've been using for our Horizon game.
And the reason I wanted to revisit it is because I've forgotten it entirely. So just...
Is that full screen? Okay, no, we don't want to.
You full screened it, yeah.
So we just thought we'd go over this and see, because there has been some deviation from it, and if we're comfortable with the deviation, then we'll just codify it in the social contract. And if we want to retrench a little bit, we'll back up and go back to the social contract and ensure that we're holding each other to the same standard. So what did you want to talk about regarding this? Like, this was
just in
failures
regards to
and successes, I think, is what you were saying.
Yeah. In regards to the purpose of doing this, typically like a social contract is just going to kind of fizzle into this kind of vagary, just gentleman's agreement sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's good to come back to, but then it kind of gets inefficient when
True.
you're in the game, because like Crispy just said, I kind of don't know when I'm supposed to do successes and failures. And so when a success or a failure happens, I don't know if I should be acting or not. And sometimes it's just one of us does.
Yep.
It doesn't really matter. That's typically, so it kind of is in that vague zone. But I think it's more efficient if everyone has a really clear understanding of what you're doing.
I agree.
Completely. Good to revisit once in a while, especially with the ship combat, because we haven't really done ship combat.
We really haven't. And it's the kind of thing that I'd like to see, like, when it does happen, if it does happen, we want it to be fairly seamless. Like, I'm just going to pull up the document that we had kicked around what we're doing.
That's something I've been working on this week, is really understanding combat systems in my games. I never want to be in combat typically, but
no, you don't.
If I don't know how to do it, it's just going to make it even worse. So.
Yes. So this is what we had talked about, this Starship Combat, allocating power points.
I've done that a couple times.
Yes.
But it was like shifting power to the hull is what I called it. But I think we should call it something else, like engine. Because we have thrusters for maneuvers, but
we're
talking about speed.
So it's like
which
main
is what
drive.
The hull rating does.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can call it main drive. You want to do that?
Let's just to differentiate it from the thrusters, main drive.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other one was thrusters. That's for maneuverability. Thrusters.
Yeah. So that'll be like your difficulty? You increase the difficulty on the shot?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
And the
shields is like your armor roll.
That's right. And we had, let's see here. Maybe it's not in this one. Maybe it's in a different one.
We talked about hull.
We talked about hull. I think that might be in the design of our ship. Let me just pull that up, because I think
there's a whole hacking section.
Yeah. And we have some stuff on the fuel, the types of fuel. Let's just see what the hacking was. Jumping, we talked about that. Additional hacking. So this is this is information warfare against another ship. So if you were trying to disrupt their own command staff from putting more PowerPoints into maneuverability or thrusters or main drive.
I feel like that should require some kind of module on your ship.
Oh, absolutely, because you got to broadcast that electronic warfare wave.
So maybe our ship doesn't have that.
Pretty much no. Yeah, your ship has
big sensors. We have like low-grade sensors, and we have
big engines.
A little advantage on engine.
Yes. And I think there was another document here, Phil. Let's see if I can find it.
Design elements?
If it was, I think it was the Horizon ship design, I think is what it was.
The
see if I can get that. This one here. Yeah, this is what we were looking at.
Oh, we have 2?
Well, no, this is
We changed it
us.
to 1. Oh, this is an example.
This was an example. Let's go back up. Ship design. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. The ship size is how we're determining base difficulty to hit.
Okay.
And what was the other thing about that? There was something else.
When you're chasing. So if you're smaller, you can catch a bigger.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what we were doing. So, yes, thank you for joining us. I'll just show this comment. Thank you for jumping in. We're just kind of nailing down a few mechanics things as we wait for Max to join us, and then we'll get started. But we thought we would do this so that people could see what we were doing, kind of peek behind the curtain. And we were also looking at our social contract and just
John Ryan McGregor. Are you my friend? Have I GM'd a D&D game for you? Just curious.
That's one handsome man. Thank you for joining us, John Ryan. I'm glad to have you. We have all the good-looking people here. Look at this. Look at Phil's beard. I was complimenting him. So this looks nice.
All right.
Azimuth's here. Thank you.
Azimuth.
Glad a return viewer. Just subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much, Azimuth.
Azimuth just subscribed to my channel.
He did, yeah. He's spreading the love around. Appreciate it.
I'm going to start moving over to Rumble since y'all are here.
Yes.
I'll tell you about it. I'm going to start moving all my videos over to Rumble. I'm going to be an ambassador, conquistador.
He's moving the 4D into the Rumble round.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Obviously,
that.
Obviously, almost no effect on anything. But
everything starts somewhere. It's all good. So let's go back to this. So I've got those other things. We'll go back to it. Let's go back to the social convention. We were talking about are you still okay with me describing your failures? You describe your successful skill checks. Is that because that's originally how we had structured this?
Oh yeah. I am fine with that.
Okay.
So when you describe my failure, are you still saying you?
I try to avoid saying you. And for those of you that are joining us, the reason why we seem to focus in on something as trivial as, well, don't say you as much. It's because we're very cautious about straying into that GM directing the player character into what they're doing, and we try to avoid that as much as possible. So I consider it a bit of a hedge. It doesn't go directly to doing that, but the more second person GMing that we are doing, the more likely it is that we're going to start to say, well, you think this and you go here and you do that. Absolutely, that's a big no-no in our style of role playing.
We've been hurt before.
We've been
by GMs.
That's right.
We don't want to be controlled.
We got emotional scars.
Keep your damn hands off my character.
That's my character. Why are you taking my character? I have one character. That's it.
You got all the characters. I just have one.
You have all the characters, you greedy. Anyway, that's why we're doing that.
Yeah.
So that's why in this bullet point, I apologize. It's probably a little hard to see. How do I make that bigger? I don't know if I can. But at any rate,
I don't know. My monitor is massive, and I can see it just fine.
You can see it. Get a bigger monitor, okay? All you
folks at
plebs
home
out there, the folks at home, get a bigger monitor. Watch it on the TV. The GM does not move player characters and avoids second-person narration of PC's actions. And that's what we're talking about here. But right underneath that says GM narrates failed skill checks. If we're going to stay with that, and again, this can be adjusted as needed, but if we're going to stay with that, then I have to be consistent on it, and I haven't been. So in some cases, I've just let the players describe, and based on their description, it's clear that they failed or succeeded. But technically, I should do the failures.
We just did a no prep challenge recently.
We did.
That was awesome, and you guys should check it out. But
check it out. I'm really pleased with how that went.
Ultimate no prep challenge.
Ultimate
TM.
no prep challenge. Yeah.
TM.
Yeah.
And
TM on that. Yes.
Thank you. And what we did was basically Max was like, "You guys just say everything, and if you don't say anything after a second, I'll say something."
Exactly.
That was how exactly. I don't know if I like that or not, but it is an option.
Mm-hmm. Mhm.
How do you feel about that?
Option. We're like, yeah. So
Yeah, this is true.
this is true. You've got exactly, that is exactly the point.
Yeah.
Okay, is that we don't want to stray from an innocuous, what is it? What is it? The word?
Innocuous.
Innocuous description into a heavy-handed moving of characters around. And so that's why we do that.
Here's the thing. Maybe I didn't see the frumpy bartender. There is a
Maybe he
frumpy
decides-
bartender, but
Yeah.
I'm looking at my phone.
Yes,
I'm walking into a traffic for some reason. I don't know why.
exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
It's up to me to say, oh, hey, I look at the frumpy bartender. Nice. Creative restraint breeds innovation.
It does. I've found that the best sessions, the best games that I've been a part of, where I've been honored to be a player, or ones that I've run, we had some limitations that we put on ourselves, where we're perhaps a little different than other games that you'll watch on YouTube or Rumble, is that we actually put a lot of rules on ourselves when it comes to role play. That's an area where I don't think you see as many rules in the rule books. Like they're just, we just assume everyone knows how to role play. Well, we don't make that assumption. We actually go to the effort of putting some constraints on it to, in our view, create a better role play experience.
And those rules typically take precedence over the system's rules.
Yes.
You care more about
they
them.
do. We, on the hierarchy of rules, we put our role playing constraints at the very top, and then all the system rules come below that. They're
Sean Ryan,
subservient to that.
You're so fortunate to be new to all this.
You are.
You don't have to retrain. You don't have to forget.
Because that's the hard thing. It's so easy to fall back into these things.
All you're doing is remembering playing make-believe when you were a kid. It's so easy. That's all we're doing. It is.
Yep. Going back to those times with the G.I. Joes in the backyard. It's that.
Imagine if when you were playing G.I. Joes in the backyard and you had Cobra Commander and your friend said, Cobra Commander comes over here. I'm like, no, he doesn't.
I have Cobra Commander. You've got Leatherneck. You stay in your lane, buddy.
Leatherneck. Ugh.
You did. Snake Eyes. Sorry, you have Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Snake Eyes is your guy. Don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I have Storm Shadow. You have Snake Eyes.
Welcome to Pretty and Terrible.
Hey man, we're all just don't be bad. Don't rag on yourself, Kay. We're still exploring this, and
Kay's role playing as a terrible role player right now.
I appreciate the comment, Kay. I had, for some reason, I got 2 Leathernecks, and it's the only reason I remember the guy. So why do I have 2 of these guys? Hey, glad you can join us. That's good.
Yeah.
In a sense, that's true. Yeah. In a sense,
you're not given options, except there's no multiple choice.
That's the difference. And I don't think it's a minor difference. The difference is I don't give option A or option B, or like I see a lot of games where they do that. They do the option A, B, or C.
It's a trap. That's one of those traps that you
the reason
start
why
learning about and then have to unlearn.
Yeah, it's definitely one to unlearn. And I think the reason why it's important to unlearn that is because if you want to get more out of the experience as a guy running the game, then you have to divorce the idea of running the game. Because if you have to come up with all those options, you're going to rack your brain all the time. What option is this? No, that should be something that players are actively coming up with all the time. They create their own options, in other words. You like Shipwreck? Oh, Shipwreck. I don't think I had
Shipwreck. That sailor? Obviously, he's a sailor, right?
He's
like the cool sailor guy, right?
I had the sniper guy. What was his name? I can't remember. What was his name?
I don't remember any of the Joes, really.
I remember Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, the
Duke,
the
obviously.
white.
Scarlet.
Duke.
Were you a Scarlet or a Lady J guy?
Scarlet.
Cool, I'll take Lady J.
You get 2 Shipwreck as well because the thumbs are notoriously brittle. Yes, maybe that's why. I don't know. You know what it probably was? One of my buddies also got it, and he's like, I don't like this guy. And he just left it, and now it's fine.
He's just a regular guy. All right, so that's pretty much all we needed, right?
Yeah, I think so. So we're going to go back to this. I will take the responsibility of getting that description for failed checks. And then I'll totally hands off on successful checks. I'll just say success, and then you take it.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. That's like a cue where I should start talking when you say success.
Yep, I'll just cue you success, and then you go for it. See where it goes from there. Let's see, anything else that jumps out at you.
Co-creation rules. Player creation.
Let's take a look at that. Yeah.
Let me read it for the folks at home that don't have giant monitors. Players can co-create the fictional world. The roleplay experience is the reward. It's true. Oh shit, who's that? Oh shit.
Another handsome man. Check this out. There's Max is here. Max, thanks for joining us. We've just been going over some of the table conventions, our social contract, and one of the things that came up was this under the social contract, I should be narrating your failed checks. We haven't been doing that consistently. We've been a little loosey-goosey when it comes to that. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I think
typically we narrate our own failures.
Yeah,
I think this is a bit of a diversion from.
It is. It's a bit of a change. Yeah.
I don't even know if Max can hear anything we're saying. Player creations are consistent with the setting, tone, and item scarcity. And player creations that help overcome obstacles should include a complication.
So maybe we should just put a little bit of verbiage on that particular bullet point. When we're talking about player creations to help overcome obstacles. So like if you, I happen to have the tool that I need in this instance, that's fine. But if you do that, then there should be a complication involved. Oh, I have this tool, but dang, it's the wrong size. I mean, or I have this tool, but it's super loud, or, oh, the battery is dead, or something. Like there should be a complication involved.
Smart.
Yeah.
Complication should come from the GM, no?
It can, yeah. Or it can come from players. Because if you're creating it, then that's fine. You can come up with the complication too.
I would say that the social contract indicates that the player would come up with the complication.
Yes,
but we can certainly
that
change
particular
that.
bullet. That is, I agree with you, Phil. That on that particular bullet point, the assumption here is that the player is going to create something, but that overcomes an obstacle, but involves a complication as well. Like so.
I'm happy with changing it to making the GM come up with the complication.
GM adds complications. Okay.
GM's option.
Is that your preference too, Max?
Well, it was my preference because usually that's what we say. It's a way for the GM to
maybe the social contract should allow for a complication. Like you don't want to have a foolproof creation, not foolproof, but
I did try to. That last bullet point is a bit of a catch-all one. The GM can alter any player creation. That's my ability to say, yeah, okay.
Maybe just take that sentence out then.
Then just take this middle one out. Overcome obstacles should include a complication. Yeah. Okay, I can just take that out. Remove.
And also, it should say the GM and Phil controls the NPCs. Right there. Something to think. Nah, sure.
Okay.
Obviously.
All right. Let's leave that aside and go back to this. We were talking about the ship-to-ship combat and just making sure that we were all aware of how that works.
Okay.
There we go. So just to recap, the Horizon, your ship, so throw that in there. Your ship has some characteristics that are important when it comes to interacting with other ships of either same size, smaller size, or larger size. And if we go back to this, the size of the Horizon is a category 4, which also corresponds with how difficult it is to hit the ship, unless power points are used to increase maneuverability on a short-term basis. Then that could increase it from a 4 to a 5. Going up means harder to hit. Again, using EZD6 rules. So these numbers here would also correspond with the attack rolls to hit the ship. Is that
I don't know why I thought it was a 3.
as a normal civilian ship? I thought we had decided that the Horizon, the reason why this ship was sought after is because it's a special category.
But okay, so that's why it's considered a 4 in terms of main thrusters. It's just always a 4.
Yes, that's right.
But it is an actual 3. So for like to hit it, it's a 3. You know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. My understanding is a little different. I'm understanding it as in most things, it's categorized as a number 3, a civilian vessel. But because of its excess drive capacity, its delta V, which is so much higher than normal, it on the basis of trying to hit it, it acts as one step higher. So
cool.
It's normally for most things, it's just a civilian ship. However, because it's really speedy, it acts as a sporty ship when someone's trying to hit it.
I gotcha. Cool.
It's literally size. Like it's like size and speed wrapped into one, right? Just
yes.
Like,
yes.
Yeah. But thrusters, or it changes the difficulty to hit aspect, whereas main engines changes the chase aspect. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What?
So what we were talking about before is that there was a distinction made. If you wanted to shift power points into main drive, that's just your overall speediness, but it has nothing to do with the evasive maneuvers. If you wanted evasive maneuvers, then you would throw it into thrusters, but those are more directional thrusters. So that'll make it harder to hit, but you're not outrunning like in just a straight line, just trying to pour on as many gravities as you can to get out of that area. It's that might be a distinction that's not unnecessary, Phil. We might just want to say,
I understood none of what you just said.
Okay. So what the distinction is Phil, do you want to explain it? Because you were the one that came up with this. Go for it.
Okay. So there's 2 ratings that we're talking about. You have thrusters, which is maneuverability. Now, as your maneuverability goes up, the difficulty to hit you goes up.
I don't know why we're changing stuff when we had a system that we never even tried.
We haven't changed anything. This is how it's worked.
Yeah, we have like what we had is you had like PowerPoint that we can allocate to different system. Those system were thruster, shield, and weapon, but we don't have weapons on that ship. So
and also main engine.
Thruster and shield. What is main engine?
It's like the whole rating. So the size of the ship, the smaller the ship is, like a smaller ship can catch a bigger ship. Do you remember that?
No.
Okay. Well, one of the rules is a small ship, a ship with a smaller hull rating can catch a ship with a larger hull rating.
It's this line here.
Oh, it's different. Size 4 up. So it's the other way? Oh, no.
Yep. That's right.
Higher size ships can catch lower size ships.
Lower size ships, it's the inverse of what you think, because it's a higher number, it's harder to hit, right?
Because size should be named speed.
Yes.
So the higher the size, the smaller
you don't increase
the
your
ship.
size. You don't like size should be named speed, because everything we refer to, like, if you increase your size, you don't increase your size, you can increase your speed.
Mm-hmm.
The size don't change.
This is the problem.
You don't squeeze your
That's why we changed it to main thruster, because putting power and speed doesn't sound as cool as main thruster.
There we go. Speed rating. Higher sized ships, right? Because we're talking about speed rating.
Okay, so a bigger ship can catch a smaller ship?
Nope.
Okay, then let's not say higher sized, because that's higher size means bigger in reality.
Faster.
That's the opposite of.
I know. I'm just doing this.
Faster
Oh.
ship.
Can't catch lower size ships. Okay, that's fair.
And we'll just change this to smaller. Right?
Do you understand that rule, Max?
Yeah.
You do. Okay. So basically it was 2 separate ratings. So you put power in thrusters, then that's like maneuverability, and that'll make it so that your size is treated as a smaller ship in terms of hit. It makes it to hit harder. If you put more power into main engine, then it makes it so that you can run away or catch at a size rating higher or whatever, at a speed rating higher.
Speed rating.
Yeah. Why are you shaking your head? What's the problem? Why are you pissed?
I had a bad day.
You're so angry about speed.
Yeah, I don't know why we need a 2 thing. I don't know why we need like, I don't know, but like, I don't care, to be honest. Let's just move. That's why I'm shaking my head. It's like, yeah, whatever.
The way
we're gonna be confused when it's gonna come up anyway.
It may or may not. So it's who knows? It's up to
We
you
can
guys.
do it the same if you want. I don't care. You want it to be the same, Crispy?
Well,
I hate it being the same.
We can just leave it the same and see how it goes. Really, we haven't changed too much, really, from what we were before.
Yeah, it's just taking out the whole idea of them being separate systems.
Yes. Okay.
Like I get what you mean, but I would need to think more about it, to be honest. I cannot just make a call like that to see if it's a good rule or not.
Yeah, we haven't really tested what we had before.
Well, then let's not change it and stick with what we have.
And this is what we have right here.
But I think like if you want to do that, like the thruster for maneuverability and main thruster, like we need to find another name.
Main engine.
We cannot have like you need to be like clearer than that.
We do maneuverability and engines.
Maybe, but engines are going to be the primary driver of maneuverability.
Maneuverability and speed.
Sure.
Okay.
Just so then, if you say I'm going to put the point into speed, we get what it means. We're going to put the point into maneuverability. So then, like, just so we don't
I
get
agree.
confused.
There's no reason to have like 2 terms mean the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too close.
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. Okay.
Easy.
Speed. What did we say?
It's 4.
4? It's 4. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay,
what's the 6 to 5? What is that?
Oh, like because basically, like if we don't put any point in maneuverability, we succeed on a 5 or 6. But every point we put in maneuverability lower the.
Yeah.
Put one
so
point.
If you put a point in it. 4, 5, 6. Right. Is that what you're saying, Max?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So explain how someone shooting me works.
So they would make a shooting check.
Okay.
Whether or not they have boon on it, it'll depend on the type of vessel, maybe the gunner, but they'll roll D6. If they're trying to hit you, they have to beat. So what is it here?
They have to beat your size.
You have to beat your size.
You have to beat a 5. Yeah.
So 4, they'd have to beat a 4.
Okay.
Unless you're doing a maneuverability check, right? So your reaction, I'm going to use my action to do maneuverability.
No, that's not correct. That's not correct.
Okay. So they're just going to hit always on a 4.
Yes.
Just like if I try to hit you, I'm going to hit on a 4.
But then, exactly. They hit you on a 4, and then you can roll for your shield. Or do we have like 6-5 shield? I thought we only had 6. Has that been changed?
No, I haven't changed anything.
The reason I think it says 6 to 5 is because we're saying you could put the PowerPoint in it. That's why I'm saying get it out. Because your shield rating is 6 and you can reduce it to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So-
We're like it was like the limit. We can only put one power point in it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But I
that's the
think
same with
there
this
is
then.
supposed to be a maneuverability roll.
The maneuverability roll is like something that the pilot can do
Uh-huh.
to impose a bane
Oh,
on
that's
people
what it
shooting
was.
them,
That's
or
what
to
it
give a
was.
boon to the shooter if we did have a gun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
you can change it to a 5+ if you put a power in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I totally forgot about that.
All right. Well, that's why we're going over this.
It's
just in
the
case it
maneuverability is
comes up.
something like for the pilot to do basically during
It's
the fight,
their
right?
action. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay. And then so if the pilot has made a successful maneuverability check, then it'll determine if you have a bane or a boon.
Yeah.
And do they just cancel, or is it just like it's just like 1 degree?
Yes, you can like if somebody like got himself a boon, then the other pilot can make a roll to cancel the boon, basically.
Yeah.
Or the bane, I guess.
Well, in EZD6, players go first. So we would have our piloting check already before they get it or whatever.
Yeah, but if they make them like for evasive maneuver, then the bane is going to apply to us on the next round, right?
Right. So they would have to do it for the following round for us. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right. And then after they hit, we do a shield check. It's at 6. If we have a power in it, it's 5+.
Right.
It's like an armor save. And then we have strikes. And how many strikes do we have? 3 strikes. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Good stuff.
Yeah. We try to keep it as much as possible close to human fight, basically.
Yeah. We want to try to keep the ship as if it's an NPC. So
dig it. I think we should just get rid of the difference between main engines and maneuverability. I think we should just put it all in. They're the same. I don't know.
Be the
what do you
same.
guys think?
Yeah. I'm okay with it, but I'm either way. I think like I have a plus and minuses, because if we have like just the speed thing, right? Just like saying like it's for like that, because in fight we're probably not gonna put it in speed, but it's for chase, right? But then would we want to have like make a choice between speed and maneuverability, or is it always going to be like, well, now we're in a fight, so we're going to put in maneuverability, now we're in a chase, we're going to put in speed, right?
But if you're chasing someone, you want to get boons on your gunshots, you know?
Yes, and for now it's kind of irrelevant with us because we don't have a gun.
Yeah,
but if somebody was chasing us, sorry,
I said that's not really how you would design the system.
No, but if somebody were to chase us, then the choice would become meaningful, right?
Yeah,
maybe.
I think that you keep it the same, just because power. I think you make power more scarce and just keep it the same. But you can have aspects of your ship increase one aspect or the other, as far as like chase speed or thruster ability. You know, you can split that up in the traits or aspects or whatever the hell it is.
And your power plant has a rating of 1, which means you just have the 1 that you can do at a time.
Yep.
So now we have a choice. Like if we're running away from some ship.
Yep.
If we are running away from some ship, now we have a choice. Like, do we want to be more maneuverable, faster, or have more shield, right? So I guess it can be. I'm okay with that, but we could cut also like the speed, right? Just
I like that you can catch smaller ships if you're putting a lot of power in your engines, you know.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and so that way a larger capital ship that has a much larger power plant,
serious reactor,
could pour all of that power plant into the speed to catch a blockade runner, and that speaks a little bit to what I think Azimuth was saying. Oh, hi, Jim Cody, thanks for dropping by. He was pointing out that larger ships outrun small due to the ability to overcome mass effect, but smaller can outrun larger due to the same phenomenon. Universe your game, but then he does mention this: smaller can outmaneuver larger, but not outrun them.
So
And that would make sense if they have a ability to put more of their power plant rating into their speed.
yeah,
Like
so that's a key distinction because the larger ships can have a bigger power plant.
Yes.
So if they're going to catch some small ship that's running off, they may have to invest a lot.
Yes.
And
exactly.
we were talking about
we're
talking about having a limit on how many power point you can put in one system.
That's
And
right.
that'll be like determined by ship.
Yes.
What if we say like for large ship, maybe it costs them like 2 power point to increase maneuverability by 1, right?
Oh yeah, something like that. It should be more difficult.
Yeah, maneuverability. Yeah,
because they have so much more tonnage. So being agile is going to be much more challenging than just being fast in a straight line.
Yeah, I think that's a discussion for future us.
Sure it is.
But I mean, you have to get from 2+ up to 5. That takes more power than going from like 4 to 5.
I like the idea though of like some aspects are more costly for certain classes of ships.
I agree.
Like
I think
that
there should be many different classes of ships, and they have little perks and little drawbacks. I think that's
so light ships.
This system is like totally designed for that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're available to do that. That's why I think we're a cool blockade runner class.
Right.
So
right.
we have. Anyways,
good. Anything else, Phil, clarification wise that you wanted to? Okay.
Feel strong.
You feel strong. Good.
I think it's a good system. I can't wait to that we try it.
Yeah. And who knows? I'm not. I have no pretensions that or preconceived notions that it has to be this game. Yeah. Just that.
We're going to
Phil,
streamline.
You wanted to have this conversation. I think it's worth having before, rather than after the fact.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
Also, now we remember. I didn't know what maneuver check was until this moment. And back in session 0, apparently.
Let's see. Let me just see.
Thanks for putting up with us, others, folks at home.
Yeah, thanks, folks at home.
As we learn the system we made up.
We made up the system. Now we're just trying to be consistent and stay with it. Let's go here. All right. This is New Amsterdam. And specifically, the image behind my portrait is Edom. Hold on, let me get you the name. Edom Port Facility. And the Edom Port Facility is where the Horizon is birthed at the moment. You'll recall at the end of the last game, Alan and Brick are trying. We left them off in the Horizon, their ship, this ship, trying to calm their nerves. Gentlemen, over to you.
I walk up the ramp to the Horizon, shakily smoking that cigarette that Alan gave me. Down to the nubbin. Burn my fingers and I go, throw it out the ramp right before I walk in.
I sit on the ramp, finishing smoking, laying down against the ship.
I turn around. You coming up here?
So yeah,
hanging out down there. I walk back down the ramp and sit down next to him.
Before you sit down, I raise my hand and say, "Why didn't you grab us a drink?"
Oh, no worries. I open up my backpack, pull out a bottle, a couple of cups. It's 2 cups that are screwed onto each other. Unscrew. Hand him one.
Get them in. Grab that.
You never
Start
know when
sipping
you're gonna
on
have to do some kind of deal. I'm like shaking. It's kind of spills a little bit. I just hand him the bottle.
I slowly sip it. Man, that's good stuff, I gotta say.
Yeah. I don't want to sell it.
Let's talk about that.
Looking out at the cleanup of the carnage, smoke billowing up out of the corridor that we just came from into the sky, into the clear blue sky.
Beyond the open port door into the corridor beyond, where just moments ago there was carnage and explosions and bodies strewn about. Security and EMTs are busily moving around. It's a bustle of activity. A man wearing a uniform, flanked by someone wearing armor, breaches the doorway through the open door to the berth where the horizon is. They look around, surveying to see if there's any bodies around. Look up at the ramp of the horizon open. A hand
I
comes
wave
up.
at them.
They wave back. The unarmored person, official, takes a few steps towards the horizon, calls out, excuse me, sir, just wanted to check in, make sure everything's okay here. We've apologized. There's been a bit of a disruption in the port facility. We're just making checks, sure everything is okay. Are you
Start
fine?
chuckling. Yeah, man, everything's peachy. Hey, did you see the 100? Did you see the 100 bodies in the hallway up there?
Oh, I know it looked bad, sir, but
yeah, it sure did.
It's nowhere near as bad as what it appeared. I'm sure that we'll get to the bottom of it. Certainly appreciate your assistance.
Okay, fuck off.
He turns and walks out.
Just drink my drink.
The armored individual behind him lingers for a moment, scanning the dock.
Throw my cup at it. Fuck off. Try to nail it.
I refill my cup.
The armored individual's rifle lifts just a hair. The cup that bounces off the floor in front of him, and then turns and leaves.
So, Brick, what do we do now? We can go do this job and go get those explosive for those gangster that want to do a revolution, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know about you, man.
That's what this place needs.
Taking a drink. I ain't doing that. Put it down next to me. I think I got a lot of those people killed.
You got those people killed?
Yeah, I opened the door and they all went through the door thinking it was safe, and the sharks started coming at me, and I just left. Went in there and started massacring everybody.
I think I don't sip my cup. See, what do you think those people would have done?
I never
would have gone through that door anyway. You tried to help. You cannot blame yourself for that. We do what we can.
Maybe we should do what we should.
The other option was we can fuck off from here. We sold that letter. We got some dough. We can just like, that's another place we can put an X on and never come back.
Yeah.
The other thing, we can try to figure out what's happening with this shark thing.
This is what?
The shark thing. The shark.
Oh, the shark. Yeah.
Shark
Yeah.
man.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. You feel like a savior? You feel like a...
I'm already sad we wasted AM3 coming here. Having a conscience is kind of expensive.
A message indicator lights up. The Bing notification ringing through the horizon.
Bing. I finish my cup. I get up, and I go to my bunk where I keep the ammo for my gun.
Lean back, just resting on the ramp, looking up at the couple of drones flying around.
Drones, heavy cameras mounted underneath as they zoom around, still broadcasting all of the excitement that's happened on the port facility. Bing, bing, 2 messages.
Take my box of ammo out, take my gun, take out the magazine. I start filling it up.
Just laying on the ramp, looking at letting the wind cool me off as so my eyes start to water. Take a swig, swallow it back. Grimace on my face. Just waiting for Alan to return.
I put my gun back in the magazine back in the gun back in my waistband, and I grab in the desk the gun from that I took from the branch girl, the fancy one, and I head back toward Brick. I hand them over the gun.
Take it.
Light made some from a composite material, a lens instead of a normal barrel.
Thanks. I guess we're going to be strapped now.
Well, it's a dangerous world out there, apparently. Might as well have it and not need it, than the other way around. I walk toward the cockpit.
What were the messages?
I'm going to check now.
Sit up straight and walk across the dock to go collect the cup. Just looking out over the ocean.
One drone hovers in the open air outside of this particular dock, just pointing its camera in at the horizon, while others buzz around like angry little insects.
I watch it curiously and pull out the disruption device.
The drone wavers slightly, losing altitude, dropping out of you.
I said in my piloting chair, take off my pouch of tobacco. I press on the button to play the first message, and I start rolling a cigarette.
Evelyn's voice comes over the speakers. Alan, Brick, just seeing the news. I mean, looks like there's all sorts of explosions and people. I'm just checking in. I wanted to make sure you were okay. Anyway, I hope that you get this message, and well, you can send me a message or something. I'm just worried. I saw all that was going on. And anyway, I got to run. That's it.
I light up my cigarette. I press next message.
A distorted voice comes over, electronically distorted. Understand that you got paid. So I've scratched your back. What do you say about the job? Respond to this message within an hour. After that, this number will be no more.
I look at the time the message was sent, and the time now.
About 10 minutes ago.
I have the cup in my hand and the backpack, and I run over and try to tackle the drone and put the backpack on it.
Go ahead and roll. The drone hovering outside is just outside of reach. What's worse, the still wet floor of the dock is slippery. Brick slips, sliding towards underneath the railing, towards the many hundreds of feet, thousands of feet drop to the ocean below. As he slides on the slick, wet floor.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Like slipping. Try to grab the rail.
Roll. Success.
And I grab the rail and my feet kind of kick out. And
the backpack
goes flying out. And I see the bottle like kind of spiraling down. No.
It disappears.
I sit up
far below.
I sit on the rail with my hands on it, with my feet dangling, just looking down at the ocean.
I get up my chair, I take out my jacket, and I head back toward the ramp, smoking my club, my cigarette. Get to the ramp, I look around for Brick. I call out, Brick?
Yeah, I'm over here. And I get up to my feet. Say, be careful, it's slippery here.
You all right, mate?
Little, because sliding my feet across the floor. Say, yeah. I was trying to. Yeah.
Go for a swim?
No, obviously. I lost a backpack and a bottle.
Ah, shite.
I walk over to the ramp. It was a message.
Evelyn, trying to get some news. Suspect she regret the decision already. Yeah. No woman, eh?
All right. Well.
And the guy from the Maury.
Oh.
Putting the pressure on.
Well,
I want us to call him back like within the hour, so like 45 minutes.
It's got a timetable, huh?
Yeah. I don't know if I want to do that either.
If you want to do what?
The job for them.
No, I don't want to do the job for them.
But maybe we should talk to them.
Like, I get that let's go inside the ship. Just walk up the ramp, seal it.
I turn around, like, take off my shoes.
As after it seals,
I go sit on the couch.
I don't want. The drones are basically surveilling our ship at this point. I don't even know. I guess sit down, lean against a counter. I say, I think maybe, like, I get that the regulations suck, and this place isn't as good as it used to be, but you know, you don't go murdering hundreds of people over it, right?
Well, not
Okay. You're taking way too long to think about. Think about
well.
this.
You know, I don't think that. I don't. You think those guy are the same as the guy that did the explosion today?
No, they're profiteers. They got to be I'm thinking they're arms dealers or something. They're just making a buck off of the conflict.
Because this place sucks now, right? We agree this place sucks now. It's like AstroTurf. It's lame. The taxes are too high, right? It sucks. Used to be cool, you know?
Yeah.
Abilene I didn't care for. This place was a shithole. This place used to be cool. So if somebody say they want to bring the place back like it was, I have some sympathy for that. And now, like, not only that this place sucks because of the regulation, but now also they have this problem with those like hippies.
Right. But maybe this is like an enemy of my enemy situation. You know what I mean? Might be
No, I don't
funding
know.
that these, I don't know, anarcho-capitalist guys are funding
The hippies?
the hippies to
Yes.
terrorism, to occupy the state.
So we're just living here? We're just like saying like fuck that place?
I'm more comfortable screwing over this guy than I am doing his job. And I want to make my money. So I say we get him busted, cash in. Get the shipment, take it to the authorities. Get a payday. Then we can leave. They're just going to get someone else to bring that shit here.
Not my problem.
Well, do you want money?
I'm not a rat.
The morality's back. Okay. So
we all have our moral hang up, right?
Yeah. For me, it's bombing innocent children and tourists and stuff, I guess. But for you, it's whatever it is. I don't know.
I didn't bomb anybody.
Yeah.
I tried to help as much as I could there.
So are you wanting to do this job? See, you're thinking about that, but you're not thinking about ratting them out. That's my point.
I want to figure out what's happening with those people. Like, you know what I want to do? I don't want to bust the people who want to maybe bomb the government. I want to bust the people out that bomb the civilian. I want to go after those dirty EP.
Dirty hippies.
That's how I feel like I'm doing that. I don't like they didn't sit like I don't like seeing civilian being bombed out, right? I don't like seeing like people turning into monster and like going in and coming after me. I hate that. Right? It feels kind of personal. I want revenge.
Yeah, that shark did want to kill you.
Well, it shot.
I hear what you're saying, but that's a much harder job to do. Because we don't have any leads. There's no lead.
Well, that's why I want to talk to the Murray guy. I want to know what they know about that. They're connected.
Yeah.
The other option, we just put a big X on the whole thing. We get out of here, and we don't think about it anymore, and we start drinking to forget about this shit.
I don't think I can do that. I already let some people die from me doing nothing. I don't think I have another one of those in me. I turn on the shitty coffee machine. It starts making that terrible noise that it always makes. Why don't we have good coffee yet?
Because we never have a moment of rest. I just wanted to come here and get a little break.
Well, universe had another idea. I gotta do something.
I'm grabbing my gun out of my pants. Take the magazine out. I check it nervously. Still full. Put it back in. Put the gun back in my pants.
My version lets us justify the use of the AIM-3 we just used. Now maybe we can get some kind of bounty. I mean, why couldn't we get a bounty off of the guys you're talking about? It's probably better if you arrest this terrorist cell responsible. But
All right. Well, why don't we check for a bounty if there's bounty for those shark people?
yeah, okay.
That could suit both, or no?
Go pull up the bounty board. I'll bring you a cup of coffee.
All right. Getting up the couch, I head toward the cockpit. Sit in my chair. Lean over the computer.
I'm staring at the coffee machine as it goes. I just fucking slam my fist into the counter. Just watch it go.
Thinking of the packet for the new ship that arrived since the last
You-
time I did the thing. Opening the bounty board.
The regular bounties appear, low-level criminals, a few things, the regular bail jumpers. The top of the bounty board, brand new bounty, new higher amount bounty, asking 1.5 million credits for information leading to the apprehension of a Dr. Bernard Franz Bastian. A picture accompanies it. The doctor looks like this.
I go look in the detail for what is wanted for.
Unauthorized experimentation on human subjects, say advanced geneticist.
Turn around toward the hall and I say, Brick,
Walking
I think
the bridge with the two cups of coffee.
extend my hand and grab one of them. I think I got our men there. 1.5 million $.
Hope it's easy. That's a good payday, though. All right. Well, who is this guy? I start looking at the rap sheet.
Several unexplained deaths, some unauthorized research resulting in multiple casualties, a handful of animal cruelty allegations, a rap sheet that includes egregious ethics violations.
All right. Well,
Former lead researcher and professor at one of the floating universities that the very affluent send their kids to go study from core worlds.
I read that again. Does that say floating universities?
Yeah, everything's underwater here.
I don't know why I thought it was like up in the sky or something. But yeah, that makes more sense.
Well, what do you think?
I think we talk to the man and see if he's got a lead on this guy. I take a sip of coffee. How do we turn down a job and get information at the same time?
Well, you try to get the information first.
That sounds about right. It's probably the cheaper way.
Yeah. And you're just in the guise of a small talk, right? Let's not go too hard.
Yeah. Nice weather we're having. Do you know Dr. Bernard Franz Bastian?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that, you know? Oh, what about those explosions that's been having? Are you guys linked to that in any way? Do you have any information about that, right? Just
talking to my lapel here.
We're not cop.
Yeah.
I
want to live after this meeting. If they're tied up with this guy, that's...
if they're tied up with that guy...
I might be walking into a bit of a trap.
Let's not drop the name of the guy too soon, because then we're going to come up as bounty hunter, right? Just like talk around the subject, right? Like, you know, oh, we saw that crazy thing happening. What do you know about that? You know?
Yeah, maybe we could talk about how we were there.
Yeah.
And then we saw the shark. And we say, sounds like it has something to do with this Dr. Bernard Franz Bastian guy from the bounty board.
We'll try to get the pulse.
Yeah.
Let me call him.
Yeah.
And I lean over to the communicator. Well, should I call Evelyn first? Call Evelyn first.
Yeah, go ahead. Call her. Let her know that you're okay, sweetheart. Take a sip of that.
Coffee. Maybe she want to come back to us.
You know, they sure like her.
You think it'd be help to have her around?
It's always
it's a good idea, Brick. I'm gonna ask her. So I called back Evelyn, and from the number she called.
I wouldn't mention anything about how we're trying to be bounty hunters.
I
should love it.
It rings. Evelyn picks up. You're okay.
Yeah.
In the background, there's
thank God
sound of a lot of people talking, a PA system.
Where are you at?
Hey, Evelyn.
Oh, I'm actually looking to secure transit back to Eberlin. To be honest, I'm kind of embarrassed to tell you. I just turns out I have some unfinished business back there. I need to go talk to somebody who wasn't brave enough to tell me the truth until here I am, an entire system away.
Come back to us. Come back here for a while.
Listen, I'm glad that I'm glad that you're safe. I was worried when I saw that, but I'm sorry, Alan. I just don't want to get mixed up in the same, guys cut from the same cloth as Divot. I got a bad feeling about them.
You sure about that?
Well,
if you go back to Eberlin, like Divot is still out there.
Yeah, no, I know Divot's still there, but so is someone else. I kind of want to get an explanation from him why he didn't tell me the truth.
Should look into your future more than your past.
She's line is quiet for a time. She considers that. All right, there's no tickets coming up anyway, and I have to transit through some other systems, and my funds aren't going to last that long. I guess so, but I just don't want to get mixed up in all of this. It's a lot. But I'll see you soon.
Well, just so you know, yes. But we're probably gonna go out to see those guys again.
Oh, at that club?
Yeah. You want to come along?
I guess so. Sure. I'm not able to do anything else, and I'm not too interested in the jobs that they keep offering me.
I'm not gonna force you, but if you want to stay on the ship, you have a bunk, and we have coffee.
There's no way I'm drinking.
We're getting the good coffee. That's our next stop.
Wait, is that Brick? Brick, are you okay? You're doing all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. That was a pretty crazy little thing we just saw, though.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I'm on my way. You can tell me about it when I get there.
All right, come home, go.
The line goes
down. Hang up.
Wow. She must really be struggling out there.
Evelyn on her way back.
She was okay with going to the. She was okay with going to the club again, whatever it was. It's like a big house party or something.
We'll see.
Right.
We'll see what she's made of, right?
Yeah.
She seemed to have some balls, but
I think that she would be up for some justice. I get that vibe from her.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Let me call those Maury.
I pull up a local menu of review of coffee places. Just browsing it.
A wide spectrum. Most of it catered to the tourist crowd. Pretentious prices, very long names, exotic locales.
I dial up the number, call back the number that left the message with the scrambled voice.
Scrambled voice comes on. Yes.
Hey.
So you're still interested, says garbled.
That's hemorrhoid?
You mean,
let's talk.
I'm not going to be mentioning any names on this call, scrambled or not.
Oh, yeah, no.
We're going to talk in person. Name. You know the place. You can find it again?
Yes.
Okay.
We're actually on our way to go see you, but hopefully we'll be able to make it this time without being interrupted, right?
I'm pretty sure there's going to be more security around, but you should be fine.
We'll come by. I look at the clock. I did a first time down.
Garbled voice says, okay, I'll see you then. And then the line goes dead.
I select the karma beans. This sounds expensive.
We've been talking about doing ship upgrade for a while, right? Maybe the coffee maker would be go in that budget.
Yeah, I don't want to do the overhaul here because it's going to cost more than we have. But I bet we could get a pretty decent coffee machine.
Let's wait for Evelyn. Then we have some time.
Yeah, right.
We can stop there before going to the club.
I got some maintenance I need to do. I get up and start walking back to the back of the ship. Do some preventative maintenance.
I turn toward my computer, And I start like looking at the board, the news, just like scrolling, not really paying attention.
Official news sources talk about a terrorist attack designed to disrupt the flourishing tourist trade and scare those that are booking vacations. As if on cue, all sorts of advertisements pop up talking about discounted rates and get out of the port facility and see the broader expanse of New Amsterdam. Accompanying that, a number of other videos of shot obviously by tourists, showing some of the carnage that has happened.
I shut it down. I go to my bunk, to my workbench there, to clean up and maintain my gun.
A chime sounds at the door to the dock.
Wiping my hands off on a rag, doing some maintenance, and I hit the button to see the low grain footage of the outside.
Evelyn stands outside, a duffel bag hung over her shoulder.
Hey, welcome back.
Herself. Oh, Brick,
I'll get the door. I walk over towards the ramp and hit the big button.
She enters into the docking bay, starts walking briskly towards the ramp. She looks pale, horrified.
What's wrong with you?
It's awful out there. It's worse than I thought.
Oh, they haven't cleaned it all up yet, huh?
No, they're using industrial sprayers to try to remove some of the gore from the ceiling and walls. It's just a charnel house.
Yeah.
Way worse.
I'm finishing putting my gun back together.
I guess I
check the slide, put the magazine back in, put in my pants, head toward the main area.
I guess I had forgotten about it for a second. I hit the button again. The ramp comes back up.
Evelyn walks over.
You're welcome to go back to your other room.
Let me just drop off my bag. She walks down the corridor towards her
back there.
Former berth.
Yeah, I run into her. She's say hello, girl. Welcome back.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. She looks shaken. Boy, it's not what I expected. Glad you guys are okay. It looks like some stuff happened.
I'm sorry for that.
Do you think these mores are involved? She says.
I don't think so, but we're gonna try to figure out tonight. If you want to tag along.
So what's the play? She asks. What's your angle on this?
I'm
standing in the doorway now, like leaning against the doorway.
We're talking about going out soon and get a coffee maker.
Well, that's a good idea.
Step 1.
And yeah, then we're gonna go see the moray. Step 2. And we want to try to figure out if they're involved with that.
Suppose they are. What then? She asks.
Well, we think there's a bounty on a dude who's probably involved in that whole thing, right? And we kind of want to go after that.
Oh,
definitely involved.
The doctor something or other. His face is all over the news.
Yeah. I didn't know he was on the news.
Yeah, he's all over the broadcasters.
I look at Brick.
Most wanted right now.
That's going to increase the competition.
He's most wanted on the old bounty board. So
yeah, it seems like he jumped in several in the queue, and now he's the lead guy.
I look at Brick. I say, maybe he's going to make it easier to bring the name drop him to the moray, right, and gauge the reaction.
But if they're with him, they're probably going to be extra cautious about it too.
Well, we're going to gauge the reaction, right?
Yeah.
So that's the plan, I guess, Evelyn.
If they're loosely tied to him, they might be interested in sharing the bounty. We'll see.
Maybe
But
that's
I'm not. Maybe that'll kind of be our last play.
yeah.
If it seems like they might be amenable to that kind of.
Maybe
deal.
like put that as a condition for doing their job for them.
Information.
If they know, they give us that doctor, and then we do their job.
We tell them we do their job. We're still in debate on that.
We're not doing that job.
So we're just taking their money?
Well, they're not going to pay us in advance.
No, they're probably not. You just take your fuel.
I'm not trying to lie to them about this job, and I don't know what you thought, Alan.
Oh, well, you were the one.
I don't know.
If you want to do that, I'm up for it, but I don't want to just lie to them to get some
I'd rather
fuel.
not either.
Like, it's a pretty huge price for fuel, having some criminal syndicate after you.
Yeah.
Evelyn walks over to the coffee machine, takes a long look at it.
Don't drink that. We're going to get coffee right now.
Yeah.
Right? All right. Let's go.
Let's go out. We'll see also what's happening out there, right?
Are we going to go straight over there? Are we bringing it back?
No, we're going to go straight over there.
There's a well, while I was out looking for a place to get passage back to Eberlein, and there's a large mall about 4 levels up. I'm sure they'll have something there.
Is there any way to get there without walking through the cleanup? Take the pods and
take the pods.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Are the pods active now?
Yeah, the pods are active.
Okay.
Yeah. Some of the elevators, they're still not active. I took a pod here. It was fine.
All right. Well, better bring a bottle just in case then. I reach over to pick up a seat cushion and like pull a bottle out of it.
Sneaky.
Good idea. I look at Evelyn. Do you have a gun, Evelyn?
Of course. Do you think I need more than one? I need more than one. I'll be right back. She goes back to her small cabin, comes out just a second later. Okay. Yeah, we're good.
Keep that hidden, right? It's not a billion here.
She spins around with her arms out. Do you see a gun?
I have my cheap, shitty duffel. Stuffing that bottle in there.
I put my shoes on, my slip-on shoes on. Press the button to get the rams down.
A new hologram appears above the door leading out of the berth, this docking bay. It says, in recognition of recent events, the normal docking fee for today is waived. Appreciate your understanding. Apologize for any inconvenience.
I already fucking paid it. Are they crediting us back? I checked the wallet.
There's no credit back. Walk past the.
This is a cutoff on that one.
Evelyn follows out, gestures towards the line of pods, a few hundred yards over to the left, queued up, taking people to other levels of the expansive port facility.
I'm rolling a cigarette, and I hand it over to Evelyn.
She takes a look. Nah, I don't smoke anymore.
Hand it over to Brick.
Take it. I'm wearing my classic coveralls and baseball hat. Walking over to the pod, smoking a cigarette.
At the pod, Evelyn taps a few things. She touches her communicator to the pod, which opens up. Okay. I've booked it right up to the shopping district, 3 levels up.
I let everybody get in before I do.
She gets in, sits on the leather upholstery. Well, fake leather, she says.
I say, dark tint, please, on the windows.
The windows become opaque, letting only a few percent of the ambient light around into the pod.
Brick, can you also like shut down those ads? It's fucking giving me a headache.
I turn up the thing for more of an area disruption.
Evelyn breathes out a sigh of relief.
Did you ever?
Nice.
I noticed you had a couple extra wallets. Did you ever figure out how much? You got?
Oh yeah. I look in my pockets. I took like the credit stick that I stole. I hand them over to Brick.
Oh, cool. Thanks. Start trying to open it up. This one's got biometrics.
I hate that shit.
I'm gonna need to plug these into the ship, I think.
Yeah.
Stuff them in the duffel.
The pod accelerates up.
Just like leaning down, smoking inside.
I'm looking out the opaque windows with like the 2% visibility. I'm seeing a glow or two. Just can't help myself but look out. Barely see anything.
The pod slows. It comes to another line of pods that accelerated along this rail system that adjusts. The door opens, chime indicating the pod has arrived. This is it.
I think the place is called Karma Coffee.
Karma Coffee.
Oh no, wait, we're going to the mall.
Yeah. I thought that
I got confused. Yeah. I get out. Like I know what I'm doing.
Evelyn walks in behind.
I am the last one to get out.
Waits for Alan. No. Large crowds of tourists filtering through a large open mall. Storefronts advertising via holographic displays up and down. A cacophony of languages. It just fills the air as tour groups and individuals from all over the core worlds and beyond filter around, shopping bags on their arms as they go from store to store, looking for tchotchkes and souvenirs. Evelyn points down. There's a large store over there. I think they have some small appliances. I didn't go in, but I think that's probably our best bet.
I'm scanning around for anybody that wears like kelp or like
off on one side, talking to two security personnel, a young woman wearing a quasi-religious garb. It's adorned with some shells and large conch style shells, is talking to some security agents that are questioning her.
I lean over and to Alan. I say, if I was a fanatic, I look around at all the masses of people.
I point at that girl. So yeah.
We gotta get the hell out of here.
What about the coffee maker? I look at Evelyn. What do you think, Evelyn? Is good coffee worth it?
Well, yes.
Yes, it's worth it.
Yes, it is. Compared to what you guys have been drinking.
I just extend my hand, pointing toward the door of the mall. After you.
She turns and walks, weaving through the crowd. Her many years of crowded Eberlean bars has prepared her well for this. She leads into the larger store, advertising fancy luggage on the outside, and inside some exotic perfumes that choke the air with their oppressive smells, all derived from local flora and fauna here on New Amsterdam. Very exotic, very expensive. She takes a right and looking around up there, and she points down towards where this large
I'm lagging
department store is
behind the.
something.
I'm lagging behind toward the perfume bottles. I smell one that I think like smell decent, like womanly, and then like I put it back down. I turn around a bit, go smell another one, and come back to the other one and try to pocket it. Drop it on the floor.
It hits the marble floor. Suddenly, the pungent nature of this perfume is overwhelming.
I'm walking behind, pretty closely behind Evelyn. I go, gosh, smells so terrible in here.
I'm turning around and I start like walking away fast.
There's a very expensive puddle on the marble floor. Attendants quickly come to. So what happened? Oh,
the smell is like sticking to my shoes.
It's pungent.
It's like walking through the.
Evelyn calls over. Hey, guys, I think I found something over here.
Yeah.
Whoa. Alan, what is that? It's making my eyes water. Oh my word. What have you done?
Well, you said you said that I stink. That I stunk, right?
That is not an improvement. She gets her shirt up. She's like, oh.
I just grab one of these big boxes.
Yeah, that one. Just take it. Oh my word, Alan.
Start walking towards the counter. Yeah, get out of here. If the fish people don't get us, Alan's gonna choke us out.
All right, let's go to the cash. You try to do something nice for someone, right? And that's how you get rewarded.
I'm sorry. Was that from? You think that's what I? You think that's what I want? She reaches out, grabs a handmade soap from some fat derived from a deep sea creature. She's like, puts it on top of the box that Brick has. Just buy him this.
I put it on a big counter. This, please. And I reach up, grab the soap, and I put it next to it.
She's trying to be subtle about holding her finger under her nose.
It's like some robotic recording. It's like telling me.
Yep. Yeah. Asking for a deposit. Please scan your cred stick here.
I don't even tell you the price. I put the cred stick on it.
The price comes up at that point. This is a high-end machine with lots of different functions. A 5,000 credit coffee maker. Wow. Causes Evelyn to forget about the smell coming from Alan's feet.
Yeah, I'm rubbing my shoes. I'm rubbing my shoes like in my calf, like trying to clean my thing, but it's just making the whole thing worse.
Would you stop moving? Stop moving, Evelyn says.
I look for delivery options. I choose one of them.
There it is. Select delivery, immediate.
Select the dock.
Sure enough.
That our ship is on.
How much the delivery for?
Oh, delivery is complimentary.
Oh.
Well, keys that.
It's not a word you hear in New Amsterdam often.
Coffee better be good. Coffee that's coming out of there.
I put a $250 tip on the delivery. $1 tip.
It chimes, accepting the payment. A drone comes and picks up the coffee maker and the bar of soap. The special artisan.
I grabbed the bar of soap back from the drone. I said, "No, we're gonna take that one. We're walking out with that one." I throw it in the bin. Or I hand it to Alan.
Put it in my jacket pocket. I say, what do you want me to do with that? Like, just
wash yourself. Is that not clear?
you have
The,
water?
We'll find a fountain or something.
The drone buzzes away towards Docking Bay C5, current home of the Horizon.
Out of the store in the mall. I see, oh, there's a bathroom over there. Let me go run some water on my shoes.
Okay.
Toward there.
Evelyn finds a bench, sits down.
Yeah.
She looks over at this young woman in the religious garb, sea garb. She points over. Brick, what do you make of that?
I sit down next to her, clenching the stylish pistol in my coveralls. I say, I don't know. The murderers here sure are pretty.
You think she's a murderer? Really? I mean, she just seems
You
like
know,
a young idealist to me.
Yeah. Well, some young idealists turned into a fucking shark man and murdered
Really? It was one of them?
some 30 people right in front of me. So
It's funny. The news reports didn't mention didn't mention
yeah.
that. She points at the young lady who's now being escorted away by security agents.
I unclench the pistol in my hands. Sigh of relief.
In the bathroom, I'm just like running some water on top of my shoes and trying to rub them and take the smell off. Standing like one at a time, like standing in balance on one feet with my other feet bare. Running some water on there and do the other shoes. I head out.
So why were you so desperate to get over to us?
Well, I thought it wouldn't be as hard as it actually turned out to be to get back to Eberlein. Turns out nobody really wants to go there yet. And none of the gates are synced to go that direction. So it's going to be a while. I'd have to take multiple trans. I was just trying to see if I could stretch my funds enough to get back there. It was looking pretty tight.
Yeah, I don't think the gates are aligning to Eberlein anytime soon. They were having trouble with the frequencies or something, they said.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, it's all gibberish to me, but it was.
You're experiencing the consequences of it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Isabel can do something about that, right? But
I spot Brick and Evelyn on the bench. I head toward them. I see like the seafish girl being escorted. I point at her. I said, I think I have an idea. And I start moving toward her.
Follow Alan with my eyes. Tensing up once again. My hand clenches on the pistol.
Evelyn stands up, folds her arms, watching Alan. Looks back down at Brick. What do you think he's going to do?
I have no idea.
Well, we better follow.
You go ahead.
She walks quickly to catch up to Alan. She snakes her arm around Alan's Alan's arm.
I'm looking around at the periphery to see if I spot any of those men that were with large overcoats and explosive vests.
I'm just spotting for the guard to release and to move away from the girl. Following a few steps behind, I say, I have an idea. Just trust me, but be ready.
I'm ready. You're less threatening with me on your arm.
Maybe I want to be threatening.
She looks up, eyebrow raised. In that case, she unloops her arm from underneath yours and drops back a few paces.
I speed up a bit. I go close to the girl.
Her hands in manacles behind her or in front of her, excuse me, is two security officers, one on each shoulder, grip underneath her biceps, not giving her much room to move. One of them's carrying the staff that she had before with the stylized shellfish on top. They're walking her towards the entrance where a pod is landed, or a pod is there waiting with flashing blue and red lights.
Stand up from the bench and begin to make a parallel sort of route in the direction that they're going. Walking briskly to try to catch up a little bit.
I stop on my way. I turn back toward Evelyn, and I back toward Brick, and I tell Evelyn like, it's not good. They're gonna arrest her. I thought I'd just kick her out. I thought I could get some info from her, but if they're bringing her in the cab, no good. I look around for somebody else. That seemed to be like in the fish cult. Yeah, some other time.
Most of the tourists moving around or studiously ignoring the police officers with their young charge as they move her towards this pod. Conspicuous, though, are a group of men hanging around, smoking around a fountain. Their eyes follow the securities officers and this young woman closely.
I'm
ignoring all the tourists.
I'm walking. I continue to follow the police officers on that parallel route, and just stand there as they're at the pod, my arms folded, watching them.
Having reached the pod, one of the officers extends his hand, a wristband clinking against the edge of the pod. The pod doesn't open. He does it again. It does not open.
Look around.
His companion then does the same. It's a little awkward because he's holding a staff. He lays the staff against the pod and tries his wristband.
I grab Evelyn's arm and I move back toward the inside, step a few back.
Look around and spot the men over by the fountain, and pull.
They're standing up now, moving as the police attempt to open this pod that's still not opening. One of the youths has a disruptor disc in hand, pointing it towards the pod.
I pull out my disruptor as well, and then point it at theirs, and I try to manipulate their signal a little bit.
Go ahead and roll.
Hacking or?
Yep.
It's great.
Crit. Critical success.
It's their unmodified disruptor starts to smoke a little bit as the door of the police car opens.
It opens up, drops it. Scorched his hand. One of the police officers looks behind to see a group of 6 individuals all standing, moving towards them. A few of them chains coming out of underneath jackets.
I spot them at this moment. Turn around. I point them to Evelyn. Watch out for those guys.
Evelyn moves a little to the side. Her hand. She bends down as if something has caused her to stumble. Her hand slips into the side of her cowboy boot, comes up holding something. She keeps close to her body.
I look over at Alan, try to make eye contact with him, and then point at the men.
My eyes like
And
meet
put like
with bricks,
number one.
and I nod. I just raise my hand. I look at Evelyn. I say, "Easy."
I walk over, start walking through the crowd, sort of trying to follow the flow a little bit, discreetly, moving towards the group of men.
One of the police officers grabs the young woman and tosses her roughly into the pod, while the other turns around, his hand dropping to a service pistol. The other's it's quite far enough. No closer. Directing his comments towards this 6 individuals moving quickly towards the police pod. Let her go, the lead one says. She ain't done nothing wrong.
I look at Evelyn and I say, "This is not our problem yet, right?"
She agrees.
Stay put.
We don't have a horse in this race.
I'm walking straight towards the group now, and make my way towards one in the back, and fall into him, just shoving him to the ground. It's as if it's some accident, but I'm just trying to push him down onto the ground. Say, "Hey, watch out!"
Roll melee.
It's a 4.
His eyes focused on the police. Does not see in time. Knocking him off his feet, stumbles, takes a knee. Hey, he says something.
Hey, this guy's got a gun.
Stupid
Yell
tourist.
out loudly.
There's screams as other tourists hear this and start running away. A shout from the police officers.
I look at Evelyn and say,
comes up.
I look at Evelyn and say, "Well, it might be our problem now." And I start like moving like quickly but not running toward the gang.
I look up at the other group, the other people in this gang, and I sort of sprawl back as if I'm frightened, and I kick the dude on the ground in the head as if I'm like trying to scoot away.
Get out of here, tourist, one of them says, as the foot connects with the head.
Smack him in the temple.
Feels limp, drops a chain that he had in his hand onto the ground. One of the other gangsters close by turns, takes a few steps towards Brick, sprawled on the ground, raises a club, threatens Brick. Get out of here, tourist. Police on his radio calling for backup.
I'm just like trying to look casual, like getting closer, just so I can jump in if anything. But I don't want them to think I know this guy.
I stand up and I say, "You don't get to tell me what to do. I'm a tourist here. I have rights."
Rights, he says. Takes a step in, and with a club that has sharp fish teeth embedded in it, swings it at Brick's head. There's a shout from the police officer at the same time. Drop the weapons. The club whizzes past, just inches away. The vicious-looking fish teeth missing by a hair.
I have a devilish-looking grin on my face, and I just lunge at the dude. I have a wrench in one of my deep coverall pockets. I just smack into his head.
Success.
I'm gonna put a karma on it. Make it a crit or
Roll to
potential
confirm.
crit.
Yep. Roll to confirm.
Put a karma on that too.
Crit. The
crack him across the jaw.
He spins, falls to the ground, limp.
You don't get to hit me, buddy. I look at the other two.
I say, well, there we go. And I run in and I grab one of the guy in the back, put my hand in the shoulder, flip him over and punch him in the jaw. But I miss. I go like, grab my hand, my fist come, but I'm too slow.
A sawtooth blade appears in his hand. He jabs it towards Alan's gut.
I'm just like stepping back. Doesn't even like just maybe like slice a bit of my jacket.
Evelyn appears behind, or suddenly appears beside the man with the dagger. She's got something small in her hand. She presses it into his temple. Drop the knife, she says. The three that haven't engaged are focused now on the cops. One of them turns and says, looks like they got undercover backup. They shout, and the three of them divide and run in opposite directions. So the police call out. The one that's still outside the pod has his service revolver raised as he walks carefully towards. Drop the weapons. Everyone, drop your weapons now.
I look at Alan and I point at one of the ones that split off, and I just start chasing him.
I grab the guy that had the knife against me, and that Evelyn now, like I try to sweep his leg under with my feet.
Success.
And I fall on top of him in his back, holding him to the ground.
Evelyn takes off at a run after Brick. Police rush up to the one that's on the ground with Alan.
I'm weaving through the crowd, spotting this blonde-haired dude with the tank top, and I'm running through the crowd trying to like push people out of the way, out of the way.
Roll.
Here die.
His familiarity with the places works to his advantage as he slips in past a large tour group just coming in, disappearing further into the crowd.
These heads like in the way. I'm trying to like see over them. Just moving in the general direction he was in. Trying to find him.
As the police officer come close, I get up and I say, "You got him," and I start running after Brick.
Calls out for you to wait, but he's already put a knee onto the back of this guy on the ground. He's reaching for his belt for some memory metal zip ties to secure him.
And I'm running, trying to catch up with Brick. You know, I'm gonna make that a crit. Oh.
Gaining up with Evelyn and Brick through the crowds. The blonde-haired tank top fellow is weaved past a large tour group.
Do you see him? Do you see him, Evelyn? went through.
Yeah, there. She points out. He just went down that alley.
I turn off my ad suppressor, and I say, I need to get on the other side of this alley.
Helpful maps pop up.
And I
pedestrian walking times.
I say, you follow him. I'll see if I can cut him off. And I cut to the right using this digital map that's just like popped up in front of me that has a bunch of ads for Burger Town on it. All the best Burger Town locations nearby.
Evelyn takes off at a run.
I'm trying to catch up, going as fast as I can. I'm looking ahead, like if there's like scanning if there's any like kind of stair or hallway coming up. Stair of like
Evelyn moves very fast. She must be a runner. She pulls ahead a little bit down into the alley. Still in view of Alan.
Running across the storefronts, some ice cream shops, and one of those burger towns, and take a left down an alley after that. Trying to catch up.
Roll D6.
Yep.
A large tour group, maybe a children's field trip of some kind, all with dripping ice cream cones, walk out right in front of Brick.
I try to jump over him. I slip and land on my elbow.
One of the poor youngsters has his ice cream cone fly off. He shouts out an impressive string of profanity for someone so small.
Got ice cream all over my face and coveralls. Just watching this kid roast me.
I'm running, like trying to catch up with this guy. Like I'm trying to get every advantage I can. I'm vaulting against like those little kiosks in the middle, so I can like cut a straighter path.
Roll with Boone.
Yeah, that's a crit. Not confirmed.
Racing past. Oh. Evelyn keeps up. Agile, moving quickly. Like a parkour athlete. The prey stumbles into a kiosk that's just being rolled out, a rolling kiosk full of cheap-looking knockoff sunglasses. He hits it on the corner and spins around, seeing Evelyn and Alan racing towards him. His eyes go wide. He stumbles back a little bit, looks over to his left, just outside of the alley, where an ice cream cone flies through the air, landing on the ground with a wet splat.
I see them on the other side of the alley. I try to get up to my feet real quick and slip onto some ice cream and fall on it in my back. And I get up again and start. I have a little bit of a limp now. I'm making my way down the alley.
I catch up to the group that just fell, and I'm pouncing on him, grabbing his hand, bring him back in his back, and holding him down.
Evelyn stands next, her hand pointed towards him on the ground, a very, very compact pistol, just the barrel of which just barely protruding from the trigger guard.
I'm walking towards I make my way out of the other side of the alley. I have an ad like running. Says something about
personal injury lawyers for slipping and falling on ice cream, available on these levels.
I just walk over there with this like ad of a old lady going, "Ooh."
The man,
I wave to Evelyn like to put the gun down.
she nods. She lowers the gun, but it's still at her side, just in case.
So
Looks
it's enough
around,
now, like.
looking to see if other people notice.
I trying to shut this damn ad off, and then finally get it off.
It
Walk over to
de-rizzes.
him and I say, "Good job, guys."
What do you think? Cops? Who are you? He looks over at Evelyn. You don't look like cops.
I tell the guy, as I'm struggling like to keep him like contained, right? I say like, well, we're just tourists. To tell you the truth, I don't know. We got into that. Guess it's reflex.
Is this just a good Samaritan nonsense? He says. Hey, let me go. You don't know who you're dealing with.
I think I do, and I think it's a bit of a misunderstanding.
I walk up to him and I say, "Here's your misunderstanding." I kick him square in the ribs. I say,
doubles over in pain on the ground.
You assholes are behind that freaking attack that just happened down by the docks, aren't you?
No.
You better tell me something.
Wait, you're not with that weird cult?
No, does it look like I'm with the cult?
I don't know. Like what you deal with the fish girl there that got arrested?
He shows the inside of his forearm, a moray eel tattooed on it. No, we wanted to talk to that one, get some answers. I was supposed to lift her, but the cops got to her first.
Oh shit! It is a misunderstanding.
We're supposed to say so.
Glares up at Brick.
Well, why do you guys have shark teeth knives and shit?
It's what we use around here.
I let the pressure off his back.
He wheezes a little bit.
I stand up.
Struggles to his knees. Looks over at Evelyn with the thing in her hand.
I extend a hand to him.
I just believe in this guy.
He looks at it, doesn't take it, stands up.
Hey, take it easy, buddy. You're just gonna believe this guy?
He rubs the footprint that has got. Wait, is there ice cream on this? Footprint covered in ice cream on his chest.
What you want to do?
Well, I'm going back to report.
Oh,
we're going with you. Actually.
Did you not understand we're not cops?
Yeah, we're not cops.
She looks back at Evelyn's gun. Yeah, I got that much.
We're going actually to see your boss, so I guess we can all go there together.
He looks at for a long moment. He just watches. Yeah, what the hell?
Who's your boss?
His name's Renee. Renee. Anyway, don't tell him I tell you that. Actually, he looks at fear in his eyes for a minute. No, seriously. You can just call him the eel. And it's lame, I know. Just call him the eel.
I start walking, like I grab him by the arm, by the arm, and I start like walking toward the back exit of the mall.
No, that's not the way. This way. Turns to the left.
Just like look at him like, well, okay. Sorry, I guess. Oh. I look at Alan. I'm like,
I let him go a bit, and I go toward Brick. I say, wait, those are the Maury. Those are the guy that want us to bring shit for them, right?
Guess so. I don't know. Is Renee the name of the guy with the thing?
I thought it was him.
I don't
right?
remember anything about that night, just so we're clear. I don't want to be.
Yeah, the eel. That's what he called himself.
Is that what he said?
I don't know.
I just
Fucking
remember the
nickname.
eye and hemorrhoid.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know
All right.
Hemi Roy?
Henny?
That's it, Henny. Yeah.
Yeah, we know who Henny is.
Is he one of y'all?
He's more of a
Like a clinger on, sort of a
initiate.
clingers on, sort of.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Okay. I think
All
you're
right.
right. It was that guy's. Yeah. Okay. Hey, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I thought you
yeah,
guys
well,
were the
better you than the
seaweed people.
than getting hauled in by security.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
He
Good point.
leads.
Some of your mate might have been good and get caught, but I guess
Yeah, but
it's
they
part
haven't
of the
really
job.
done anything.
Yeah, they're
They'll
not
be
as,
all right.
They're not as
Won't be the
spry
first
as you.
time.
You know.
Hmm.
Just following quietly.
He leads down through the maze of service corridors and other staff entrances, utility elevators, eventually down into a large industrial sized elevator that descends quickly down into the subsea levels of the port facility. Here, some of the scenes look familiar. More security mulling around, stopping people at random, but your guide has a keen eye for them. Gets you back to the door where a dull pounding is heard.
Hey, what's your name, anyways? Stand behind him.
You can call me Tobias.
Tobias.
Yeah.
I'm Brick.
Brick. Yeah, cool
No,
handle.
Brick, like a with a B.
Brick. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Amateur.
He knocks a few times on the door. Little metal slit opens. Yeah, it's Tobias, and I got a few people here that want to see the boss. Is he in?
He's expecting us. Highly over insane.
Wait, the eyes kind of narrow, picking out Alan in the dim light. Yeah, the boss is waiting for these. How did you find him? The door opens.
It's a long story.
He rubs his chest a little bit.
Better
And
told
then
over a
with
drink.
a flourish, after you into the club. There's some music playing, but no dancers at this particular time. A few patrons at a bar nursing drinks.
I mutter over to Alan. Really gets depressing here in the daytime.
Well, man, you've seen what they have to drink, right?
Yeah.
Imagine trying to get fucking drunk on that shit. You'd get depressed in a day.
I did try. I got depressed in about an hour. Started just following these guys towards the office.
Toward the back room.
A large, muscular man stands in front of the door to the back room, takes a few steps towards you. All right. He motions for you to raise your arms to your sides. Comes close to pad you down.
I look at him and I just opened my jacket where the gun is. I said, I'm packing it. Don't worry about it.
I have a gun.
Put it on the counter, he says.
I take my gun out and put it on the counter as well.
The bartender takes the guns and just puts them underneath.
I look at Brick doing that. And I reluctantly take mine out, put it there as well. I look at Evelyn. I point toward the counter.
I look at Alan and I think about
The large man takes a step. You two miss. Evelyn's like, what? She raises her hands, allows the pat down.
Hey, easy with the hands, buddy.
Nothing I haven't experienced before, gentlemen. Yeah, he looks over. The one that Tobias mentions. Yeah, he kind of makes a note, points. She's like, right, okay. She reaches into her boot, pulls out that small concealed pistol in the boot, hands it over. Satisfied? Yeah, that's fine. After me. Large man opens the door into the smoke-filled room beyond, where Renee the eel sits. The few of his lieutenants around a table. Gentlemen, he says, please have a seat.
I pull out the bottle. Hey.
He smiles.
Go over, sit it down on the table, and have a seat.
You know how to, you Eberlean folk know how to negotiate style. Glasses appear.
I take out my tobacco, I start rolling a cigarette. I say, man, there's no point of calling us Eberlean folks. Just her.
She tilts her head in her cowboy hat.
I tip my ball cap. I say, I like business meetings. I like everyone to leave happy, even if we don't all get what we want. You know what I mean?
The big muscular guy stands with his back to the door.
So we had a bit of a running with your guys. So I think there's a bit of a misunderstanding. We're sorry. We jumped the shark.
Yeah, you did jump the shark. That's all right. I've already got the report. Sounds like a misunderstanding. My question to you, though, before we talk about our other business, why were you interested in what happened to that young ideologue that was getting picked up by the police?
Well, you know, like this thing that's all over the news. We were just in the midst of it when everything was blowing up.
No kidding. You were there for that?
Yeah, there's like this fucking shark thing. Tried to fucking rip my face off.
Oh, he says.
You got his comeuppance.
Yeah, it was like 3 bombs too. Very close by.
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to talk to one of them.
That's why we wanted to talk to them too. We figured they were gonna bust her out, and so they must be linked. And yeah. I thought I saw this like shark knife, and I was like, "What kind of?" Well, I thought it was unusual.
They don't scan real well, so it's a good concealed weapon. I wouldn't read that much into it. He says
organic.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of.
Plus, they love to sell the fake stuff to the tourists. So,
well, I didn't know any better. That's the misunderstanding.
Yeah, you have a cross signal a bit, right?
Yeah, and when people blow up bombs around me, I like to know who's doing it. You know. So.
Yeah, well, I was none too pleased at that either. Very bad for business. Plus,
I can imagine.
Lost a few of our own during that attack. Pretty indiscriminate.
What do you know about those guys? Those hippies doing that?
Well, just that hippies, ideologues, spelled a lot of nonsense about how cruise ships are destroying fragile reefs, and I mean, there's some excesses. I can see where they're coming from in some cases, but I mean, what is their solution? They just want us to hop up and leave. This is our home.
I turned toward Brick. You still have like this flyer they gave you? Or was it in backpack?
The flyers that they hand out? Yeah, nothing special there. Usually it's just a way to try to soak the guilty conscience of a few tourists to give them a few creds. A few kilo dollars here and there. It's pretty low level stuff, honestly. I was a little surprised when they went all jihadi, started blowing themselves up. It's not very common, this system.
I'm glad to hear you're not involved with them.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm never involved in them. I do business with a lot of people, but I don't expect my business partners to go, well,
using your
go all
products.
crazy. And hey, man, I'm not aware of any of our products turning people into whatever that thing was.
Right, but anyways.
What was the name of that guy on the news? The doctor? I look at the eel, trying to gauge his reaction.
Roll.
I'm also trying to gauge his reaction.
Get distracted, smoking my cigarette. A little bit of ash fall on me. Oh.
What? Oh, the bounty you're talking about? Yeah, right. Well, they've been wanting that guy for a long time.
Seems to have ramped up.
Right. So
yeah,
it's a big piece of
because there was like a shark. Yeah, like you said, there's like a shark guy, and he's like this geneticist guy. So I figured he's like the
whenever something like that happens,
the serum, you know.
Well, that's the accusation against him, is that he's involved in some kind of aggressive genetic engineering recombination of some kind. That it's all weird tech.
It does seem to be the implication, but you're not thinking that's what it is, or are you thinking?
Well, I don't know what to make of it.
I'm sorry. It's just every time I think someone is doing something, it turns out everyone has a shark knife or something. Metaphorically speaking.
Okay, well, have to excuse me. Maybe I'm not quite as fast on the uptick with your metaphors.
What I'm saying is, I think this guy is responsible for making the shark thing, but I might be wrong.
Makes sense. I'm not disagreeing. Don't know. I mean, if we could collar him, it's a cool bounty. Yeah. Again, part of the reason why I wanted to talk to these ocean fanatics.
So you want to go after the bounty?
Sorry?
You want to go after that bounty?
I wouldn't say no. It's a cool payout. $1.5 million. Not bad.
That's something you used to do?
Usually don't pay enough.
Because, no offense.
Plus, it's a great recruiting thing.
No offense, but you see, the two of us could handle 6 of your guys.
Well, low-level guys.
Not this guy, though. Point at the giant dude behind me.
He's fidgeting with something. As you adjust to him, he quickly takes his hand, puts it back down on his side. Just kind of looks, glares at Brick.
Say, you all right, buddy?
Low voice.
I'm fine.
Good.
Bring us some glasses.
Yeah, why don't you get us a couple glasses so we can
grab the bottle and open it.
He doesn't move. Then Renee motions reluctantly, walks over to a small wet bar, grabs some glasses.
I take a whiff of the bottle.
On the table.
The smell is kind of wasted by the sting still on my shoes.
He returns to his post, standing back to the door.
I grab the bottle and pour the shots for the 3 of us. I look at Evelyn. Say, do you want to?
No, she waves off. No, her eyes start back to the big guy. Just keep an eye on him. The eel takes the glass eagerly, holds it up to cheer.
I raise it, down it.
To fat bounties, he says. Shoots it.
Yeah.
So is your plan to catch that guy and bring him to the cops? Is that in your style?
Not really. I wouldn't do that directly. Not good for the image.
That's what I thought, right? I think you kind of need like a in between person,
I'm
and
listening.
then I do like that, pointing at me and Brick.
Interesting. I provide the intel. You collar the guy. We split the bounty. That's what
Yeah.
you're thinking?
Yeah,
I don't mind. I
We
was really
split
more
it
interested
and
in you doing something off planet for me, though. Is that still on the
maybe
table?
later. Maybe later, but I like
It's kind of time sensitive, though.
it's this thing too as well. When people are blowing up all over, right? Just like need to be
That is
taken care
true.
of.
That is true.
seems
Yeah,
like a bad time to be getting in the bomb business.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Terrible time, even, he says. He looks at the shot glass again, puts it back down on the table.
Well, maybe
It's also people are
maybe
gonna
it's the
be
best time. I don't know.
the authority are gonna be very sensitive about every kind of thing of explosive stuff now. Maybe you should like rethink your approach.
Does mean that I can charge a lot more, though.
If we can catch that guy and the tension can go down a bit, it's gonna be better for business afterward for you.
You know, I like where you're going with this. I think that would work. Of course, I'm going to fix the price now for the import because it's going to be more. But then we collar this doctor fanatic. You turn him in for the bounty. Security gets to take a run up the mission accomplished flag, and heat comes down a little bit. You get the shipment in. Win.
Yeah. So you're, like you said, you're going to end up getting a lot more profits. So I think there's
I see where you're going with
price
this.
that should be renegotiated. Maybe
It's also gonna be a lot more risky.
transport.
Well, it's a little too
Much
early
more
for
risky.
that, right?
In fact, I would say the reason the price is going up is because
The risk is going up.
transport is much more risky. I don't think there's really any other element that would make the price go up. Or that's making
I
the
follow
price
what you're saying, but I think we should. He looks over at Alan. As you said, let's get this bounty first, and then we can take a look and see what the lay of the land is at that point.
Yeah, let's make a let's solve
First
one
step.
problem before addressing the other one, right?
I agree, he says.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how we like each other, right? You know,
There's a rustle behind.
we
Evelyn
don't need to get
shouts
married.
something. Wait. There's there's a groan and a ripping sound behind as this muscular man, his shirt starts to shred. The eel, Rene, looks up with alarm. His eyes go wide. He yells out, "Jonathan!" And this big muscular guy, his clothes start to tear, ripping right off his body as his head grossly transforms into a sickening parody of an anglerfish. Um, the the clothes just shred off his body. He was big before. Now he's massive as his jawline morphs off. There's a horrible cracking sound of his bones dislocating, reforming. Evelyn is shouting out in alarm as her hand goes down to her left cowboy boot.
I kick my chair back and try to slide back onto the table, try to get on the other side of the table. So you keep the table between me and this dude.
I get off my chair and I take it and throw it toward the fishman.
The chair
gonna move
bounces
the-
harmlessly off.
Right.
Evelyn
Yeah.
stumbles to the ground, backing up. She trips over her feet as she, horrified of what she's seeing. Her hand, something metallic falls from her hand onto the ground.
My eyes dart to the metallic object that she dropped. Move over around the table towards it.
A small caliber, snub-nosed pistol. The pearlized handle.
I look at the eel. I say, "Your man." And I grab the ashtray that was on the table. And I run toward the man, the fish, and I fling the ash in his face. I think one of those dirty tricks that I'm known for. And I try to kick him in the nut.
The blow glances harmlessly off his now massive thigh. He vaults, jumping from his station at the door, leaving behind a visceral goo on the ground as he jumps over the table, arms outstretched, now his needle-sharp teeth snapping at the eel. As he flies across the table, he connects a critical as he slams into the eel and into Renee, his now massive anglerfish mouth ripping chunks off his face. Renee screams in pain and anger.
I take this opportunity to run around the other side now that now he's not standing in front of the door, and try to bust through the door. Try to open it.
The door is locked.
I go toward the fishman, like on Renee, and I try to grab him, and then I headlock and pull him off. I'm gonna use aero dice. Oh, that's gonna be a crit. A crit confirm.
The flesh is slippery, and the arm lock holds for a moment, choking up the head for a minute. New gills on the side of its head flap in alarm, but he's slippery as he stands up off of Renee, blood and gore dripping from its needle-like teeth. He spins around quickly. Alan's too slippery for the grip. Roar.
Say, the door's locked. The door's locked. And I start trying to figure out the locking mechanism. See something.
A key card.
I look around. I start moving around towards the eel. I'm trying to sneak under him.
Hands out, facing Alan.
I step back as he releases from my grip, and I go for a 1-2, bam, bam, trying to punch him in the face. It's like it's stepping back too far. I'm just like hitting air. Oh no.
From her position on the ground, Evelyn takes a pot shot. It's loud, though a small caliber. It's the round punches into the upper chest of the creature, howls enraged. His blood splurts out from his left pectoral muscle, now exposed. Renee, on his arm, his elbows, and his knees, crawls away towards the wet bar.
Say, give me the key. Give me the key.
He just looks back. His left side of his face, just a bloody mess, shredded to bits. He says, Jonathan has the key.
Look up at him, at this towering figure. Pull out my wrench and slam him into the back of the head.
Success.
Smack him in the back of the head, kind of distorting one of his fin gills. Just popping a couple of those thinner bones.
Roars in pain and spins. Mouth coming out, snapping at Brick's hand. The jaws clamp on the hand holding the wrench. There's a crunching sound as it bites down.
Alan!
Rick's hand stuck in its mouth.
Now that we're ganking him, like, I'm much more in my element, and I'm kicking in the knee. I'm gonna make that a crit.
The knee pops, drops, but does not relinquish the hand, dragging Brick down with him. Evelyn struggles to her feet, points her gun at, but now worried that she's going to hit Brick. She tries to reposition while Renee crawls, a bloody mess on the floor, towards the wet bar.
I, with a thumb outstretched, I try to jab it in his eye, his black eye. -4.
Its eye, gooey, presses in like a fisheye. Lidless. Doesn't seem to tear at all.
I tried
the,
to...
the action causes it to open its mouth, releasing a mangled hand.
The wrench goes flying across the room.
I tried to grab his anglerfish light, put my feet on his face, and pull on that thing as hard as I can. I'm pulling onto it.
Success. The
Trying
sickening
to rip it off.
Tears right off. Bloody mess where it used to be. The creature goes mad, thrashing around on the ground. But now Evelyn has a shot. Another shot rings out. Center of mass again. It's a small caliber hole. Splurts blood. The thing takes another strike. Now in its frenzy, it's thrashing around on the floor as Renee finally makes it to the wet bar. Presses a bloody hand against the side of the cabinet, which pops open. A shotgun handle revealed from the quick access port.
I try to step back, clearing a space for everyone to use their firearms. Just clutching my mangled hand.
I kick the thing in the face before stepping back. It's a crit. No, not crit, non-confirmed.
The strike crunches into its head as Alan's boot mangles the side of it. A bloody mess now. One eye hanging out of its socket. Bloody remains of where the lure of its angler once was. The unmistakable of a shotgun being racked.
Keeping my guard up as I'm back. Shoot that thing!
With pleasure. Renee opens up, deafeningly loud, as the shotgun blasts rip mangled holes into this, what was once a trusted guard. The gore fountains up. 1, 2, 3, empties the entire cylinder into this creature. Only then satisfied. Smoke swirls around the room. Gore everywhere. Just pounding on the door from the outside.
I walk over to the black ichor puddle of flesh and reach into a little breast pocket and pull out a magnetic key card. Here's the key.
My ear
black
ringing.
Shit all over me.
My ear ringing. I turn around and I go grab Evelyn. I turn her away from the scene and I whisper in her. I ask her in her ear, like, "You all right, girl?"
What was that? He popped something in his mouth. I watched him do it.
Stumble over towards the door and doesn't work the first time. About the fourth time it works and I open it.
Outside, a number of other mores there, guns raised. They're shocked by the scene. Renee calls out to him. Explains what happened.
Hey guys. All right, step aside.
His face a bloody mess where it had been chewed on by this guy. He attacked me, he says.
Are we feeling more invested now?
Invested? This is war. And we'll end it there.
Yeah. Get a line at Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty dope.
All right. I showed you way too much because I was sharing my screen as I was going through. I was like, oh crap, I've showed everything.
What are you gonna do?
And I was just like, I was going through it all real quick. I'm like, where is that thing? I think I'll use that guy. And I'm like, oh no, I've been sharing my screen the whole time. Rookie mistake.
I really like that session a lot. Great job.
Yeah, I like the moral dilemma that is like coming up between our two characters, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, does seem to be one that's developing.
Yeah. I'm enjoying my moral crisis.
Awesome. Is it good that Evelyn's back? I don't know. Is it good? I mean, I guess so.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
We like Evelyn.
Yeah. And no, it was fun that she was there, right? Like with this, I really appreciate this moment when I could go grab her and say, like, "You're right."
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Well, what did you think of the session, Crispy?
I liked it. I'm learning to appreciate more the slower pace to get things going, right? Like I'm learning to be like, no, just let it cook. It's okay.
It feels like we got a lot done in this session, though.
It does, right? And I'm sure as I rewatch it, I'll feel that too. At first, I'm like, okay. But again, I'm practicing not saying as much as the two of you. So it was good practice for me to just sit tight, let you do your thing in the ship, let you decide what you want to do. I got a couple messages there, but I'm not rushing it. Just
Yeah.
do what you want.
Yeah, 'cause I was
Do
like,
you like how Alan like just fucking ignored the message
Yeah, I was like,
screening,
I
just
know
like,
he's doing that just to get under my skin, but that's okay. I'll just let it be.
no,
In
it's
the
like
drone.
really like
Yeah.
like the character, like just like no stress, just like he doesn't fucking sweat it, right? Just like
He just doesn't know.
it's Crispy's exposure therapy.
It is.
yes,
It's okay.
exactly.
Good. It's just let it cook. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's just
I'll get to it when
let
I
it
get
be.
to it.
They'll get to it when they get to it. Something will happen.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We'll
I
go
really
And then
fucking
felt
buy a
Evelyn's
like-
coffee
back. I'm like, oh,
maker.
that's kind of cool. Like, I don't mind having Evelyn back.
I really feel like this session was really good at people taking turns, no one talking over each other.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
there was
This
very
session
little
was
of that.
really
There was
good at
some of it in the combat. I think combat's one of those things where it's probably
I feel
going to
that
happen.
there's a few times that I'll try to say something and I'm like, oh, okay, no, it's not my turn again.
There's one time where I kind of took 2 turns. I remember.
But sometimes also like when we're separated, like, and
Mhm.
sometimes like I wish you'd have come back to me a bit. Like
Mhm.
I wanted, but no big deal.
Yeah.
I just did more when my turn came back.
Should we go right to
But
chat?
the inflation. Yeah. What other thing I want to say? Oh, one thing though.
Yeah.
I wish you would have fucking brought that coffee maker with us.
Why?
You would have been funny.
Just carry it
It
around.
would have been funny. He's just carrying this coffee maker.
Just
Yeah,
lugging
huge.
around this
Just
big coffee
big,
maker.
huge box of coffee maker.
I'm not
Like,
carrying that shit.
I'm not leaving the coffee maker.
Like, you probably fucking like threw it at somebody
that
like
would-
when the altercation came.
Yeah,
shit like
you
that,
like
right? Like,
have a moment lamenting the
That's
$5,000.
that would have been funny. You're right.
That would have been hilarious.
I think
Aw.
that's the kind of thing. Like I think like for me, that's the kind of thing that the impediment you want to impose on yourself.
Yes.
That is like thematic. That is like that pay off later on, right? Just like
Yeah.
there's gonna be an action scene, like even like going see the Mori, right? Like the sort of plan, like just bring it over, right? Who cares? Like it's something people do, right? You arrive something for a meeting, just bought that before coming in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like just a coffee maker.
It was a doorbuster sale. I had to act.
Right. Exactly. It was a door
Just having
crasher.
FOMO.
It was a door crasher. You can't. Yeah, you have to get it. I love I take this perfume and then you rolled a 1. I'm trying to steal the perfume. He rolls a 1.
You roll
I
ones
rolled a
on
few-
stealing so much.
I rolled a few 1 against this session,
Yes.
right?
Yes, you did.
Like
Yeah.
and sometimes like I try like with the perfume, I said I was gonna get a break and you didn't make any like I was expecting you to make like a commotion out of there.
Mhm.
You didn't, but then I said, you know what? Now like my shoes are full of perfume. Maybe that's gonna come up like sometime later, right? I'm gonna try to hide somebody and somebody's gonna smell me or
I like how you made that meeting a little more awkward. You're like, I smell like perfume still, guys.
yeah.
I was like, let's have our
Yeah, because like the one was supposed to be bad, so I try like and I'm thinking that I was thinking either it's gonna be a commotion, if there's a commotion, like there's gonna be something else, like I'm gonna plan something that can be used later, right? That was my thought in there.
Right.
I definitely
I rolled a 1 when like trying to get the attention of the guy, and then I just didn't know how to make that worse and just like I'm getting distracted, right? I'm just like,
that was fine.
I'm trying to, and then shit.
Yeah, that's right.
I felt that the going over who does successes, who does failures was helpful for smoothing out the game. I thought
it did a lot, and you did notice me jumping in more with the failures. I was trying to remember to do that. And then I just say success.
Is a cue.
There was a couple times where I was so excited for the success. I found myself wanting to give the description, but for the most part,
there's a couple combat shots you described.
A couple combat shots I described, like when Max kicked the thing on the side of the head. I should have just left that to Max.
I think I was saying, because I wasn't there when you were discussing the social contract, so I think I was still doing the describing failure in the combat.
You were trying to describe a lot of failures. I noticed that.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to correct you in session for that. That would be bad form.
Yeah,
but that is another whipping.
That is another. That's a paddling right there. That's a paddling. But the overall, I was pleased. I don't mind the fact that it went a little longer because we had the slower start, and that's okay. There's lots of things that were happening, and
I didn't even realize when it went longer.
See, there you go. Time flies. You have a good time.
We had like 45 minutes of.
We did. We had 45 minutes of just talking about the game and combat
Yeah,
in
we
went to
space,
our
which
max length.
may never happen. So,
I came 15 minutes late too. So.
Yeah.
well, that's fine. We would.
Let's
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 hit
say-
chat up. Yeah.
Oh, sure. So we had some people chatting. It was some great conversations to start off as Phil and I were just talking.
Yeah.
So we'll just stop
When I'm
where
not
we'll
there.
start where we.
No one said anything.
What?
Yeah,
So
we had, like,
we
five
did
chats.
this. We kind of talked about that smaller outmaneuver,
Mm.
and then of course our friend GM Cody dropped in to say hello, as did Marzaic, who's been here for several of the sessions, if not all of them.
Appreciate the Marzaic.
Yeah.
Phil, your shirt is always popular. Striper. Sorry,
Striper.
Striper.
Jeez.
I
I'm
don't know
sorry.
what
I'm not up on Christian metal as I should be.
Oh.
And I guess Stuart is maybe.
I actually
One of the
don't get the
leads?
reference.
I don't either.
No, the lead is Michael Sweet.
Okay. Azimuth here with a comment from Edmund
Yeah.
Burke.
That was when we were talking
We were
about
trying
like,
to
the
decide what to
Yeah.
do, and there
I
was
really
that moral
liked that
dilemma.
line where you were like, well, you did what we could do. And I was like, maybe we should do what we should do.
Yeah,
I
that
really
was
liked
great.
Like,
That was good. That was tight. And Marzaic
Awesome.
giving us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, everyone that watched
you're the best,
live.
Mosaic. And Azimuth and GM Cody
Yes.
and K Dolo. You're also the best.
Yes,
And Sean
absolutely.
Ryan.
And John Ryan, we can't forget you. Thank you very much for
Never forget
watching.
Sean Ryan.
And yeah, well, and for those that may catch it on the replay, thanks for watching there. We're going to keep it going, and then hopefully next week we'll still be around. What's happening next week? I may be out of town next week. I will keep you all posted, but hopefully it'll all work out. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. And I'll end the stream here. And Anders, thank you very much for following along. Glad that you came in. So appreciate that. And thanks for leaving a comment. And we'll catch you on the next session of The Horizon.
Take
Thanks.
care.
Thank you. God bless.